Hola, hola. If you're watching this video, it's because I'm having you do a test retake, or possibly you just need some additional review. So the first page is present tense AR verbs. Now, remember in Spanish, we don't really need to use the pronouns, the él, ella, nosotros, tú, or yo, because what we really do is we look at the endings of the verbs. So step one, we're going to remove the last two letters. Now there in Spanish, we teach that there are AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. This handout is going to focus on the AR verbs. So, an ending to say yo for an AR verb is an O, right? For yo, use an O. For tú, now traditionally you're going to see an S at the end of a verb if it's going to use the tú pronoun. These are AR verbs, so what you'll see is an AS. Él, ella, usted. You're going to drop that AR, but then he, she, you, formal, and it, you need to see that A at the end. So you're going to put the A back. Nosotros, traditionally you'll see an MOS at the end of a verb for nosotros, but again these are AR verbs. So you're going to also want to see an A, so AMOS. Vosotros is ice. Now you should know what I'm going for here since it's AR verbs, what it's missing. Now in your head, what letter would go here? Hopefully you knew that'd be an A. And again, traditionally, present tense verbs, whether they're AR, ER, or IR, are going to end in an N. But these are AR verbs, so we want to make sure it's an AN that we see. Alright, now here's where you'll need to pause at certain points. These are all verbs we have been working on in our Chapter 2 Descubre textbook. What I would like you to do is just in your head, see if you, without looking at your vocab sheet, can tell me what the meaning of this is. What's the translation? And then do you know what the yo form, the tú form, do you know what these forms would be? So pause here for a second, maybe work through 1, 2, and 3, and then play for the answer. So for the first three, and I went ahead and filled in all of them, contestar significa to answer, dibujar significa to draw, estudiar significa to study. Just take a second and fill these in. Now I did draw a line through pasear and tocar because those are not in our chapter. But pasear means to stroll and tocar means to play like an instrument. So pause here to fill that in. Okay, welcome back. So now if you didn't already, what I want you to do is take contestar, the first three, contestar, dibujar, estudiar. See if you can either lightly with pencil or in your mind write what the endings for these would be. How would you say, I answer, you answer, he answers, we answer, y'all answer, and they answer in Spanish? Remember, we don't need the pronouns. We don't need these because what we use is these verb endings. So pause here while you give that a go. I went ahead and filled in all the columns except for this yo form here. So remember, what you want to do is drop off, right, contestar, what you want to do is drop off the last two letters, the endings, AR, and then you want to add your ending. So in this case, it would be an O. Contesto, for yo, use an O. Yo, use an O. Now for tú, right, contestas, he, she, usted, contesta, nosotros contestamos, vosotros would be contestáis, ellos, ellos, ustedes would be contestan. So notice the endings here, the AN, the AIS, the AMOS, the A, the AS, and the O. So go ahead and fill these in. Pause here while you fill those in, and then we'll do the next three. Kind of work through these next four together. I went ahead and wrote four for you because it is different from the rule we know. So instead of dropping the AR and adding an O, which would give you ESTO, we want to add a Y, estoy. But the others are essentially the same, except you would need to add an accent. So estás, está, estamos, estáis, and están. Okay, so you'll notice here, these look a little different. Hopefully you notice, hey, those are missing the endings. So what I did was, here's escuchar, I went ahead and dropped the AR, those last two letters, from each of these. And I'm going to go ahead and slowly, I'm going to count to 3, and then show you the ending for each one. And see if you can mentally, or if you're feeling confident with your pencil, go ahead and put in the correct endings. So here we have, I want to say, I listen. You listen. He, she, it, and you, formal, listens. We listen. Y'all listen. This does need an accent. And then they, all boys. They mixed group, they all girls, or you formal listen. They listen, or you all listen. Alright, let's do line 6. Yeah, I'll count to 3, then I'll add the ending. See if you can figure out what the ending will be in that time that I give you. So I want to say I talk. You talk. He, she, it, you formal talks. We talk. Y'all talk. And that will need an accent. And they talk, or all you guys talk. That's the same endings all along, because always for the yo form it's an O, for the to form it's an AS if you're working with AR verbs. So let's try this one. I arrive. You arrive. He, she, it, you formal arrive. Oh, taking too much time for that one, sorry. We arrive. Y'all arrive. And accent, of course. And then they or you all arrive. I'm going to go ahead and fill out these next 3. If you want to skip 11 and 14, you can. But I will fill it in for you if you want to give it a try. So pause here while you go ahead and try to do 8, 9 y 10 by yourself. And then play to see if you got it correct. Okay, I have the stems here. I'm just going to quickly add on my endings. Accents. For yo, use an O. I can do an O here. For you, AS, right? So I can here. For he, she, it, you formal, just an A. So here. We, AMOS. I could do it for all of these. And then y'all, it's AIS. And we need an accent. Don't worry too much if you're not getting the accent right now. That could just be something that you work on later. And then they or all you guys. Same thing for you. So pause here. Write down any notes that you may need to ask me, things that you're still confused about. And then I will go ahead and do the last. Get the last 4 set up. So pause here, please, and try to do, I'm going to do all 4. If you just want to do 12 and 13, that's fine. Pause here. Okay, so you'll notice that 2 of the lines are green now. That's because estar, which is to be, feeling, or located, and ser, which is just to be as in permanent things, they're not conjugated the same way the other verbs are. So I wanted you to know, so it's estoy, so here it is soy. Eres, es, somos, sois, and so on. We have been covering that, but again, that's just good review. So let's go up here to once, hacear. So we dropped the AR. I know it left a vowel at the end, which might have been a little confusing, but it's still good. You just drop the AR. O for yo. AS. A. So see, same endings. Almost like a math problem. Preparar. Again, this one might have been a tad confusing because you dropped the AR and oops, you're left with an AR. But you don't want to indefinitely drop ARs, so it's just the last 2 letters. So for O, yo, use an O. AS, A. Amo, this is nosotros, yep. Amos. And needs an accent. Now down here, maybe you didn't do it, but just so if you did, you could check your answers. It's just O, as, a, amos, an, right? So O, use an yo, use an O. And O, we need our accent. So hopefully that helped. So we're done with this. Let's just make it all nice and uniform here. Make sure you write down any questions that you have for me so that I can answer them in class, or you can email them to me. Now let's go to the practica. I'm going to give you, we'll pause here for as long as you need. See if you would be able to conjugate these verbs using the pronoun given. Now, you'll notice that we use pronouns a lot in Spanish 1 just to help you figure out how to conjugate the verb. So pause here until you're ready to check your answers. Just in case, before we go to show you the answers, remember that your endings are up here. And again, we just did all of these conjugations. Notice for yo, every single one, except for the green, end in an O. For tu, all of them end in an AS. For he, she, you, they all end in an A. Again, except for the green lines. Nosotros, all in an AMOS. Vosotros is all AIS, and this one is all AN. Just look down. See the pattern? Okay. Check your answers. Here, I knew the pronoun was ella. For he, she, it, and you formal, right? It's going to end in just an A. You drop your AR, add an A. For yo, use an O. So I dropped my AR, put an O at the end. Nosotros, dropped my AR. My ending's at AMOS. So here we go. Hablamos. Ellos, it's an AN. Now, I know number 5 might have been confusing because you couldn't see a pronoun anywhere. But who needs a pen? That's like saying, does he need a pen? Does she need a pen? Does it need a pen? Right? Who? So that's the he, she, it, you formal category. So drop the AR, put on an A. Here, you saw the pronoun, and 2 would get an AS. Ustedes, AN, Dolores, y yo. Now this is where you have that light bulb go off. Anytime you see an E, yo, it is probably nosotros. So Dolores and I, we answer all the questions, and that is an amos. All right, that is the end of this one. When you are done with it, be sure you come in. Well, if you have any questions, be sure you come see me or email me. And then we're going to go on. I'll pause here, and we'll go on to the next one.